to do some tweaking. I think currently, at least the bullet points are at 8, probably shouldn't stay at 8, but there could be some refining that then is brought back to the Board of Supervisors for approval. Is everyone clear on that for process?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So now we're moving on to homelessness. Again, start thinking of some things that you want to say. We have a previous list. We don't have to just operate off of that previous list. Think about all of the places we were this morning, all of the things that you heard from the different department directors and their updates. What have we gathered or gleaned today about where we are? And then as we think about where do we want to be 3 years from now, what do we want to say as our key bullet points under this strategic priority of homelessness? Board of Supervisors?
Canapa Camp? Is that what it was?
Canapa Camp.
Camp.
Camp Canapa, yeah. So I've got, the one thing missing off of here is enforcement.
Yes, enforcement, 100%.
And then, so I'm hearing on bed counts, I'm hearing, I can't necessarily say we need to expand bed counts, like Chairman, that's one thing you just said.
Right.
But then I hear the Sheriff's Department and some of the mental health saying, we've got plenty of beds. It just, I don't know if we really know, and then we've got with our new Prop 1, they're gonna require us to make beds even if we need them or not. I guess my point is, we gotta come up with a title of, that isn't specific to whether we're gonna add, because it costs money to add beds, and we're not even sure we have to, or gonna need to, or you're gonna, depending on the funding and the governor's mood next week, if he changes his mind, I don't wanna lock into one solution. I'd rather just look at the problem. We need, you need to enforce camping laws. Where are they gonna go? Provide for where they're going, mental health or what have you. Clean up our streets. I don't know. But some of those, I don't think we can define because we don't know. Yes, sweetheart, go ahead. The woman with all the answers. Genevieve. Was that sexist? Do I get in trouble for saying that? Do I get in trouble for saying that? I like being called that.
I'm Behavioral Health Director. Due to Prop 1, Behavioral Health.
Where's that?
1212 North California Street. If anybody needs resources, I can give you the phone number. Specifically to respond to Supervisor Ding's comment, 30% of our allocation for Prop 1 is specifically for housing allocations, and there is an actual partnership that is required starting next fiscal year where we have to partner with the cities to do strategic stakeholder meetings to determine what housing allocations and housing resources are necessary. So within the homeless bucket or priority, we can actually do something along the lines of partnership meetings with the cities to determine what housing needs and housing resources are necessary, or to determine how we're going to spend those funds and to figure out our allocations.
When you say housing now,
Yes.
is that temporary, I mean, shelter or housing? I mean,
So within our 30%, we have to do rental subsidies, permanent supportive housing, transitional housing. We have to have a full housing continuum, and it cannot be supplanted with what we already have. So any funding that we've already spent on housing cannot be in that bucket. So we already spend about $14 million, so we are adding another $38 million to that. So we are expanding our housing continuum. So yes, we will have to build more. Some of that can be on the Be Well campus when we have that at some point, but we do have to build and expand our bed capacity based off of Prop 1, but that has to be in partnership with the cities and figuring out what that looks like from a homeless perspective, because 15% of Prop 1 has to be specifically for housing of those who are in immediate need based off of encampment response.
Yes.
Oh, and
Yeah,
and
please.
of that,
Yes.
I like where Supervisor Campbell went on that. Managing bed capabilities.
Managing bed capabilities. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna jump in on.
Yes, please.
First off, I think we have to put down unsheltered homeless as our strategic priority. It's the unsheltered population that people care about the most. That's the one that's causing the blight, the destruction of personal properties,
Okay.
values, you name it, the unsheltered. So under that, we've got, I agree with Supervisor Ding, as we talked about, enforcement. That's our encampment response
We've got
teams,
that.
okay? I like, Supervisor Canepa has also initiated safe camping. That should be a strategic priority, that we get this done ASAP.
Safe
which is the
camping.
tool in the box.
Do we just let Canepa camp?
Canepa camp, sure. We should have county, state,
County, state, city coordination. Right now, we have the county and the state just formed a partnership just 2 weeks ago, thanks to a very productive meeting. And we need the cities to do the same. We need multi-agency participation. That's mental health, drug treatment, HSA, all the agencies. And we know that thanks to SJ Cares and probation, Deputy Director Hammond, or Deputy Chief? Assistant Chief, okay. Assistant Chief Hammond and Chief Jackson have spearheaded that. And then I also would like to throw in partnerships with faith-based, local nonprofit, and the business community.
Thank you. Partnerships with faith-based, you got it? Nonprofit and businesses. Good. Anything from any of the other Board of Supervisors to add to this list? We thank you for those good contributions
Where
there.
does mental health and substance abuse treatment run in?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand. What did you say again?
Mental health and substance abuse treatment?
Yeah, no, I heard you this time. You're asking a question, right, to this group, to the
Yeah,
board?
where is it?
Multi-agency participation, mental health and drug treatment.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's getting rummy.
Yeah. So under multi-agency, the recommendation is that those other pieces are under multi-agency participation. And then, again, that could get embedded into more specifics as the CAO begins to work. And then that'll not just be just at the CAO's office, it'll be then how that gets extended out through the various departments. Board of Supervisors, any additions or revisions to what's here? There's currently 2, 4, 6 of these bullets. Again, this is not a finalization. It's a pass off to CAO's office.
good to go. I think we're good to go.
Okay. County Administrator, you good picking this up as it is as well?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everybody. So we're on to number 5. We've got 2 more.
Supervisor Rickman, I think water's fine, isn't it, as written?
You have dumping in there again, remember?
Oh, well, I mean, eliminate the
They want to
dumping,
take out
but other
dumping.
than that.
Fritz, you didn't want that on there, the dumping? All right, we take the dumping off.
And then we're good to go, right?
Need one more.
Anything else, Fritz? You're the water guy.
What about Fritz? What about all the work we do with DCC and tunnels and fighting
Advocacy?
water advocacy?
Yeah, Delta advocacy has been a longstanding priority for the board. It continues to be a significant issue. What we would set in terms of a SMART goal, I'm wondering, what that might look like. The only thing I think of off the top of my head would be they're not building a tunnel in the next 3 years. But there are other aspects to Delta that really significantly affect our county. The ag out there, the water quality, fisheries,
Flood
recreation, flood control. So the Delta's a big deal for our county.
So what would you
Yes, it
add? Delta advocacy or Delta protection?
Bro, just think of it this way.
Yeah,
If we go to Washington DC and we go, hey, we have a strategic priority, one of our priorities is this, and this is, what we have.
you could just say Delta advocacy perhaps, or maybe, advocate for the county's interests in the Delta, something along those lines.
Delta resources?
Well, Delta advocacy, it seems like it encompasses everything.
Delta protection?
Wouldn't you say
Delta protection?
water rights, protect water rights?
Whatever works.
If I may,
Well, you could
if I
say
may-
protect Delta and its ecosystem, but we could work with the county administrator's office to propose something.
Yeah, okay, that might be fair.
Delta and its ecosystems.
There you go.
That might
I
be
like
fair, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, the way I think I heard you say it a few moments ago was either advocacy or protect county interests in the Delta, right?
That would work too.
It's good. Okay, so we've got some notes here. We're picking up on the others, and then some further conversation with county administrator's office as well. Again, right? Board of Supervisors, you good? We're picking up
Yes, we're
speed
good
as
to go.
we're ramping along.
We're on to 6.
Okay.
We've lost half the room.
Yeah.
Can I get clarification on the wording here? Protect the Delta, and then there was and ecosystem. Thank you for that clarification.
You can scratch the one below that because the county interest,
Okay.
we have a multi-county approach on the Delta as well.
So just so we get confirmation again, what is currently under water management is enhance water quality, reduce flood risk, improve water storage sustainability, protect the Delta and ecosystem. Is that enough, Board of Supervisors, to pass to CAO to operate with department heads and whatnot? Okay.
Dana Calder nodded yes, so we're good.
Okay, great. So we're on to number 6, economic development. I will just, as a point of reminder, I'm going to hear from the Board of Supervisors here, but as a point of reminder, at one point earlier in the conversation, there was mention of agriculture, and that was suggested that could be incorporated in some dimension here. Again, that is ultimately the call of the Board of Supervisors, but just as a point of reminder from earlier discussion. So Board of Supervisors, what do you want to put as bullets under economic development?
Sorry, I'm going to be a pain, but so ecosystem, is that groundwater also, Supervisor Rickman? Ecosystem with groundwater, or does that work? Because I mean, groundwater, that's a big battle, right? Not to muddy the water, no pun intended.
Well, groundwater is not such a issue in the Delta because there's plenty of groundwater in
Okay.
the Delta.
All right.
But in terms of general water management, improving water storage and sustainability, that covers
Okay,
groundwater.
thank you. Sorry to belabor that.
Thank you for that point of clarification. All right, so what are our bullets under here?
We're at economic development.
Yes, under number 6, economic development.
So we talked about,
Well, future Mayor Patty, you've been talking about local hire forever. That's gotta be on here. The economic, we've gotta prioritize local hire.
local hire, local vendor, local hire and vendor.
And then
Okay.
everyone always says permitting, and you know what I mean? How is it more user-friendly and business-friendly and?
Okay?
I would say expand small business. This is what I have.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Expand small business growth, that's on there.
Yep.
Expand/reduce traffic congestion, or infrastructure, or something.
Okay.
I guess expand infrastructure, reduce traffic congestion, one of those, or two of those. And
Yep.
that has a direct impact.
Yeah. Infrastructure for traffic
And-
reduction.
And what about recruitment of a diversify recruitment efforts, business efforts, or something like that? Where's WorkNet? There you are. What about something like that?
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm Patty Virgin with E2D2. Yes, definitely. Expanding. Right now, one of the things that we had before was increased transportation, logistic, warehouse business. We've got a lot of that already.
Right.
We need to diversify, definitely.
Okay.
Good.
Jennifer-
Thank you
Director
for
Jolly.
that comment. Yes, thank
Director
you.
Jolly.
Thank you, Chair, for noticing that.
Hi, Jennifer Jolly, Director of Community Development. I think alternative housing might be something that you want to consider under economic development. That's been a big topic in this county on trying to find different ways to provide housing, not so much to address the homelessness issue, but to keep housing affordable in this area due to the fact that this county has some constraints when it comes to building new housing, lack of infrastructure, things like that. Just wanted to throw that out there.
And more truck parking, right?
Nice, nice.
Director Sogol. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think you're right. I got money on it.
Need a bigger runway.
He wants more trains.
Rick Sokol, Airport Director. This is a suggestion that's a little bit focused, so bear with me on this, please. Support the creation of clean energy technology business development campuses. We have an opportunity right now at our airport to do some clean energy things that could broaden to other kinds of modes of transportation. And if this kind of a goal was in our strategic plan, I think it would help convince others to follow. I think there might be a real opportunity here for us, and I'd like to see that kind of a statement in our goals to see if we could focus on some very specific industries.
What about clean energy operations? Would that encompass that? Or opportunities, excuse me.
The campuses would take in your hydrogen.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Talking about.
Clean energy opportunities.
Well, hydrogen is what I have in mind right
Right,
now,
same here.
but I don't want to stop at hydrogen. There's still solar opportunities, there's some other technologies that are developing. And what we're trying to do is recruit a hydrogen company that will help us draw other clean energy companies because they want to share the same talent pool. And the CEO of this company that I'm trying to recruit is coming next week. I'd love to be able to tell him that you guys are really supporting clean energy technologies here.
What
Thank
about
you.
support of clean energy technology or something like?
Yeah, thank you for making that suggestion. I think that's valuable. The comment that I heard here, again, offering my perspective, I think I heard Supervisor Ding say, are we going to get that done in 3 years? My perspective would be, I don't think you have to worry about getting it done. You just put that there, and then we work out the SMART goals.
I was talking about the hydrogen. I was saying we'll talk about solar in 3 years.
Okay,
Where's
yeah.
Hillary? What do you need for, 'cause, I mean, this is a big deal for our federal, huh? For language.
She's hiding behind the podium.
I'll work with our office
Okay.
for the
But
proposal.
we'll get it taken care of. We'll make sure there's, because you're absolutely right. We need to have
good.
there in the policy statement.
Yeah, because,
Excellent.
as a piggyback for Supervisor Ding, I mean, we have, hydrogen looking in Lodi, we have hydrogen in Tracy, we have hydrogen, and you look at the next big technology for cars and fuel, hydrogen's gonna be it. It's not gonna be EV like it is now.
Now you tell me.
Okay.
I can tell you that this company I'm talking with right now is already reaching out to the regional transportation district here in Stockton. Ready, willing, and able to start fueling hydrogen buses that they've got on order.
No, I mean, hydrogen,
Ready to go.
we need the infrastructure to reduce the cost, so.
And if we lead, we win.
We have another comment back here. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay, yeah.
along those lines, talent development, right? We do, we're going to attract, we need to create an educational system that will create the talent, that will get the talent in order to attract the companies. So working my department and any other department that is looking at talent development, that's important.
We're getting a lot of good options here as well. I think the Director of Agriculture was maybe waiting to say something as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we don't lose the focus on ag element here, so promoting.
Give you that opportunity 2 hours ago.
Yes.
Protect and promote agriculture. That means that all the board policies when.
I like that, right there, protect and promote ag.
Yeah.
Protect our #1 industry, agriculture.
Protect and promote agriculture.
That's got some strong resonance. Okay, good.
So I'm
And
gonna
you had,
volunteer
what
one.
was yours?
It came up earlier, vocational education.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, vocational education.
okay.
And we had our juvenile, who was talking about a juvenile hall earlier? Probation as juvenile hall. Do we have an MC3 program at juvenile hall? Our sheriff's department implemented MC3 for their clients. Are we doing MC3 or anything for the juveniles?
I don't know that I'm quite clear on what MC3 might be, but we are incorporating enhanced CTE programs through SJCOE for both truck driving and logistics. So essentially, our youth can leave juvenile hall with a certificate and ready to go into employment. So we've already started the process of contracting with some individuals who would be interested in hiring our youth straight out of custody once they do have the proper certifications.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you more about MC3, but, so I think that's also a priority that came up earlier. Someone else brought up the MC3.
Great.
And in
Or
addition,
vocational ed.
Supervisor Patty, we also have, I'm sorry, through the chair, we also have Delta College and several CSU opportunities for our long-term youth.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, if I may, Board of Supervisors, can I just read the list that we have up here again for yours and for everybody else's benefit, just to capture where we're at? Is that okay?
Yes.
So what we have currently are local hire and vendor permitting, expand small business growth, expand infrastructure and reduce traffic congestion, diversify businesses, affordable housing, clean energy opportunities, protect and promote agriculture, and vocational educational opportunities. That's a great list. It's a long list. Board of Supervisors, what do you want to say about this list? It's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 items, 9 bullet points on there.
Well, and you've got 2 areas of organization that you prioritize to get that list down to 4, so I think you'll, got plenty of staff help to figure it out.
I think would permit go under organizational innovation? That's one, if you got permitting under economic development. Wouldn't we get that down? Yeah, condense that, got it.
I think the local hire's gotta be like, up there high.
Diversify businesses, what's that? I missed that.
Having greater diversification within our businesses, greater diversity in the businesses.
Government doesn't make that
That's not our
decision, the
decision.
market makes that decision.
We don't do that.
Yeah, we do. For recruitment, we do.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
You don't.
It's from our
Diversify
E2D2 director.
How do you
So
do that?
Free market.
I think to provide training other than truck training
Yeah.
and
Saying we do have a lot of logistics, and that's not, it doesn't always
not
pay
recruiting
the wage. So it's diversifying the businesses in San Joaquin County. So that was our what I was saying,
So-
kind of going with what Supervisor Rickman was saying, diversifying and attracting different business.
So there's a business council that's out recruiting. Mike Amon used to do it, Bob Gutierrez is doing it now, and they're doing that. That's the free market. That's attracting businesses here. I don't know what else we can do. We can incentivize businesses in some capacity, but I don't know that, I sign the front of checks every week. I don't know
Yeah,
that we
government
can
doesn't create
bring
jobs.
businesses in.
Well, I can
Through-
tell you,
through-
I
through
can
the
tell you,
chair.
I can tell you when I was mayor, I mean, how many times I've traveled different cities, or how many times this board members have talked to different companies, and be it retail, be it manufacturing, or high tech, whatever. I can tell you, I sat there with the CAOs of Cisco, and to recruit those individuals here in San Joaquin County, or in this case, the city of Tracy. So do politicians? Absolutely we do. Does the free market, dictate where they go? Of course. So unless, we'll keep it there.
So how about this as a suggestion, Supervisor? What about public-private partnerships? Just attracting businesses, reaching out, and knowing that we're not going just for logistics.
No, but we need to, that's the thing. We have to, I think it's in the best interest of this county, diversify, businesses. If we have all, industrial, for example, you look at what's going on with AI, and, and this is on the federal level, even on the state level. I'm talking about AI reducing the jobs of some of these warehouse of technologies. So it's in our best interest for our tax base to be able to get more manufacturing here, high tech. And if you talk, and I can tell you, at least in my district, what people want to see is the high tech manufacturing, the higher paying jobs. So as a county, do we have a place for that? Absolutely. I mean, we can go out there and, what's that?
The entire South County.
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna build it.
Yeah, and I know, that's what some of you guys think, but.
Through the chair.
So what about this? I think,
Yes.
I think it's
Yeah.
the diversified part that's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, recruit-
So
I mean, we
what
want
if
the
we
best,
had
not
something like incentivize public-private partnerships? And we know it's a broad base, we're not gonna go out and say, we need more trucking companies here, but we wanna maybe, incentivize public-private partnerships for business.
But it may not be a public-private partnership. That's the thing. I mean, we may not be putting any skin in the game, and we know, and we
We're
may.
incentivizing them to come here.
If we incentivize, hey, I don't have any problem with incentivizing, but the recruitment effort goes beyond just, the San Joaquin
Yeah.
County partnership.
So we're about incentivize and recruit businesses.
Come on, go ahead.
Just a suggestion, because we already have expand small business growth, maybe just say diversify and support small business growth.
Very nice.
Just to combine.
Diversify and expand. Well, I mean, how does that, it's beyond small businesses.
County council.
Yeah, what I heard was suggested was trying to encourage diverse employment opportunities. I think the comment went specifically to employment opportunities as opposed to necessarily businesses. And to answer the question, how the county has an impact, I see it in the context of land use planning. For instance, an issue that sometimes arises when we're deciding whether to approve a giant warehouse is whether that's the type of business we want in the county or not. So I think it does. Obviously, it's a free market, and the free market is 90% of what determines how diverse the employment opportunities are. But there are things where the county can affect whether whether a business is likely to locate here. And to go to Supervisor Patty's point about public-private partnerships, a good example of that is the airport. I think it's 599, the airport facility, where we worked hand in hand with a developer to put up some very large buildings which are creating employment opportunities at that location. So just my 2 cents.
Thank you for those comments. Board of Supervisors and Board Chair, what do you want to say as we look at this list here?
I think we should give that list to the CEO's office, let them wind it down to the court. Yeah.
CAO's office, this is an indication of a high degree of trust that the Board of Supervisors has in you, and they're handing you a heavy lift. This is a big task of project to be able to say, Board Chair, thank you for that suggestion. Should we just check to make sure all of the other supervisors are good with that on this 6th item?
No, along with my, you understand where I'm coming from.
I've heard all the, through the chair, I have heard everyone's comments, and I will, of course, take everything into consideration. I know, and
And remember where you live.
I do.
Call them back at midnight.
Okay. Okay, I think we got it. Thank you.
Okay.
We're done.
Well, I know there's an eagerness to be done.
Everybody take the rest of the day off?
Final pieces here. This piece of the work it can feel a little bit like we're kind of slogging our way through it, but it is really important. Early on at the beginning of today, when I said think about where we're at the end of today, we have Board of Supervisors clarity and vote of affirmation around these 6 strategic priorities. It's been very helpful to hear from all of you as directors and the input that has been given there. We have some very strong subcategories under all 6 of these areas. I'm just summarizing some pieces for next steps for us because that's helpful. County Administrator's Office, under the direction of the Board of Supervisors, will take these items that have been captured here. We'll do some refining, tweaking. Some of those are going to get embedded into some of the more specific sub-goals. County Administrator's Office will bring that back to the Board of Supervisors for approval. That's not my declaration. That's my seeking confirmation about where we're at process-wise. Board Chair is
That sounds fine with me.
County Administrator?
Yes, I would agree.
Okay.
And we'll work with the departments.
Yes,
With
absolutely.
all of these and take everything into consideration.
Yes, absolutely. And in conjunction with the office and the 2 assistant county administrators, there will be pieces of that get embedded even into some of the tools that have been talked about. I would say before we formally close, on behalf of myself, thank you all for the way that you have engaged today. Thank you, as I said at the outset, for your leadership for this county. I think before we close, there's opportunity for final closing comments from the board chair and also from the county administrator's office.
If we can start
So-
over with one and go over that again.
Yeah.
No, Dan, I just want to thank you very much. You were very helpful, and thank our CEO's office for putting up with us. And everybody who showed up today, thank you for listening to us. And everybody involved, thank you. Supervisor Patty?
We're good?
Good?
Good job.
Mr. Workman?
No, thank you, Chair. You know, hey, I think we have a great board. We have great vision with the county, and thank you all for sticking it out till 4 o'clock, so we appreciate it.
Professor Ding?
Thank you.
I just want to appreciate everyone being patient with the back and forth here. I mean, it's important, you know, and the day is drawn long, so I appreciate you and putting up with us, and I think we can do this together, so thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone involved. CEO, you want to comment?
I just want to thank the board for your patience with us and the participation from all of our department heads. I think it was a really good discussion, and we have some great key points, and we have our work cut out for us, but I think you're going to be happy with the product.
Supervisor Patty has volunteered to buy everybody a beer across the street. Thank you. So let's.
Free gaming.
Free gaming. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job, everybody. Good job, everyone.
Thank you, bro.